Hi everyone. You can find me on Twitter, so if you have any question, just tweet me at Philos. So good afternoon, my name is Luca. I'm the head of developer evangelism for BlackBerry in EMEA. For those not familiar, is Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And today, you know, our job, my job and the job of my team is to talk to developers, to my mobile app developers every day. And so I would like to give you a couple of tips, because I speak to developers every day, and lots of developers have great ideas, and their goal is, they want to make money, of course. And so they have a great idea, they want to create a startup, and they realize that their startup can be a start-up. And so yeah, they have an idea, great idea, they say, oh, I found a big problem, and I have the solution for that big problem. And my solution can be an app. So, okay, let's build that app. And many developers come to me and ask for recommendations how to do that, how to be successful with that app. A couple of numbers. I can give you the source of these numbers if you need. So the revenues for apps in 2013 was 26 billions. And most developers, 53% of developers developed an app because you know, they wanted to be creative. They had an idea to solve a problem, and they wanted to create the app. Another interesting thing is that 40% of the apps that are for free, and you can pay inside the app, so 40% of these apps got upgrades. So people get the app for free, and 40% of these people upgrade and buy something inside the app. And this something gives the developer 4 million per day in revenues. So, you know, there is a big business, and the problem is that, you know, you have to be prepared to try to do something in the best way as possible. So, first advice, target the right audience. I hear lots of developers saying, okay, it's clear, I want to get more people, I need to develop an app for the platforms that have more users. Well, can be true, but not always. Not always, because with certain apps, you have to really be very focused. You have to target your audience very well, and your audience maybe is not using the platform that is the most popular platform. And that's a big error, because we got a lot of developers, you know, lots of developers that came to us and say, okay, let me try to see whether maybe I can be successful in your platform, because I wasn't in the other platforms, too crowded, too many, 3,000 apps that are trying to solve the same problem that I'm trying to solve. So maybe I better try another platform. And so they start asking, okay, but can I, should I sell the application? Should I maybe have the application for free, or maybe I can have the application for free, and I can have some ads, or I can sell stuff inside the application, and so on. So there are lots of opportunities, and but the final goal is this one, always. So at the end of the day, they want to make money, they want to be successful. So more money, well, just an example, I can show a few of these examples, because this guy is a game developer. So he's a game developer, and they said, okay, why to develop for BlackBerry? And so I contacted this guy, because this guy, there were two games, Popcorn and Flycraft. So this guy developed for iOS and Android first, and then they developed for BlackBerry. For Flycraft, instead, they developed only for BlackBerry. And this is the result. So for Popcorn, they made more money on BlackBerry, and for Flycraft, they made more money than the 3 other platforms together. This is just an example, but the idea is maybe you were thinking that you had to develop for one platform, but maybe you have success in another platform because you can target your audience better. Second advice, choose the right tools. Maybe you are expert in HTML5 development, and you say, okay, let's find a way to build my app very quickly. And in general, the more choices you have, the better it is. These are part of the platforms that we support in BlackBerry 10, for example. So we are giving choices to developers because we think, we don't want to force a developer to use a certain tool or a certain SDK. We want to give many choices and to have them to port their apps so it's easier. Third advice, don't be uninstalled. So you are not developing an app for desktop. You are developing an app for a mobile device, so you have to be efficient. You don't have to kill the battery of the device. You don't have to just kill the bank account of the user because you are using too much data. All these details, we have many developers who started developing for mobile after having had, they had an experience for desktop, and they don't really realize this immediately. Also, just use beta testing more. For those reasons, you have to test your app more than ever. So you better find lots of friends, lots of people that can test your app, and if their phone is safe, maybe you can publish to the store. Again, support the user. So another thing that I always recommend, after you publish your app, get feedbacks and listen to your users. It's very important because users, give you a lot of tips and give you a lot of recommendations that maybe you can take and make your app better. So if you build it, will they come? Fourth advice, sell your app. It's incredible, but I tested a lot of incredible applications, fantastic applications. Then they publish to the store. Then they start uploading very bad screenshots, images, or text that is wrong, or all the things that if you find that applications in the store, you will never download that application. But the application is great. They're just not selling that application in the best way as possible. And so a lot of times we have the opportunity to feature that application in our carousel so they can get more downloads. But I get a feedback from my colleague and says, did you see the screenshots? It's a terrible screenshot. So we don't want to feature that application, even if the application is fantastic. Also leverage the platform. For example, in BlackBerry, but also in the other platform now that we have BBM, BlackBerry Messenger, you can leverage BBM. And for those who did that, so integrated their application with BBM, they got 15 times more downloads. And many developers haven't done that yet. So we keep saying that to developers in order to get the most out of the platform. Last advice, I was fast, okay? It's also a 30-minute presentation. It depends on how fast I go. Advice number 5, the last one, make users happy. You have to consider that for one user that is complaining for your applications for a bug maybe that he or she found, there are lots of other users that you don't see, but they stopped using your app. They didn't say anything. They didn't leave a feedback. But they stopped using your app, they uninstalled it, and they will never use that again. So those users will not tell you anything, but you have to consider that those users exist. So try to make users happy, try to communicate with the users, so never stop communicating, use blog posts, you update your app very often because users want to see updates. Maybe they are looking for a feature and they want to find it. So get the feedback and add that feature and update your app and so on. And use social media. So we found out that the app developers that are using social media effectively are selling more. That's easy. Also, higher rated apps generate more revenues. That's a fact. So I can see the best app in the store. Everyone told me, maybe you should try it, but after I look at the app, I see that the reviews are very bad. Maybe I'm not going to download it, because maybe there is something wrong. And so it's very important to get very high very high reviews. So, our website, developerblackberry.com. If you have any question on how many of you have developed an application before? Oh, okay, cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.